Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming. Welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources. So at Republic Mode Monday, today we have a lot of residential, some planes, and some French vehicles. Right, less and less mods are being released. I think it's like 20-ish that were released in 7 days, but again, the quality is there. Noob for Life and Balanced Electronic Factory. Have you been playing the game and noticed your electronics have become way too expensive in the late game? Yes, well, fear not, comrade, because we have a solution for you. Our nation has come up with a way of creating electronics in the way that doesn't cripple your economy. Introducing a new and improved electronics production facility. It takes a lot of different and expensive materials, power and high-educated workers, but it's much more balanced than the base. Late game electronic factories. Base, late game electronic factories. It costs a fair amount as well, so be sure that you're prepared for it costs. Yada yada yada, all this stuff. This is not my model, as stated above. It's Wild Bunny. Wild Bunny, huge fan. I'm the biggest fan of Wild Bunny and their work. Right, so this is Balanced Factory. This image is actually a little bit different than it looks over here, but sure. I mean, it's not that much different. You have like it's a little bit different. I know that this is the electronics symbol here. It's not a building of the actual background, but maybe colors just. But you can see here that it requires aluminum. Yeah, plastics, electronics, mechanical components and chemicals, and produces 12 tons of electronics. It does require college-educated people, altogether 400 workers. How does it compare to vanilla? Let's try and find out. So if we go to the electronics, I have the things turned off. Electronic components factory. As you can see here, the maximum production for workday. 12 electrical components. We need electronics. Here we go. So we would be using chemicals and aluminum, so that's additional stuff. We're using definitely more electronics, mechanical components, and plastics per electronics. So it's way more complicated to create them, but I'm pretty sure that in the long run it doesn't lose the productivity. So you have stable production of electronics. Plus, it's 3 times more productive. What about the price tag here, you ask? It is 2.5 times more expensive. So there are the downsides as well. I think it's quite realistic. Of course, Wild Bunny model, huge thumbs up. Huge fan here. Anyway, for more details, link in description of the video. Admiral Mar Denzis and the Peugeot Boxer. Peugeot Boxer is a commercial van designed by the Bureau of Fiat Centro Style. Really? Okay, sure. It's produced a joint venture we created in 1978 by Italian Fiat Group and French PSA Peugeot Citroën. The modern design of the van was acquired in 2006, and it's produced under 4 brands: Peugeot Boxer, Citroën Jumper, Ram, ProMaster in the US, and the 3rd generation Fiat Ducato 3. The plants are located in Atessa, Italy, in France, in Valenciennes, in Russia, in the Rosva settlement of Kaluga region. Year of production 2014-23. Right, all this good stuff, 200 kilometers per hour. Now, this is a really sweet set of vehicles, I have to say. You have several different models. Is this DHL? It's DHL, of course. You have a lot of, you can see here Polizia. I will assume that this is, of course, police vans, prisoner transfer. We have a couple of the just the transport vehicles with the different colors. We have the fire department vehicle and all this good stuff. Many different models. I'm just gonna go real quickly in the dollar section and show you what we are talking about. You have here the Boxer LH1, L1H2. And then you have the red ones. We have here, look at all the different color schemes you can imagine. You have them. Capacity is decent for your shop distribution, which you definitely want. Some of them with different colors, just if you want to make it more colorful for your people to move around. They're covered hulls as well with a little bit bigger capacity, just a heads up on that. And this is where we are. We have a couple of open hulls and the refrigeration structure. Refrigeration is very interesting for me as well. They still will have 200 kilometers per hour speed, which is great for fast transport in your cities. In the cities, actually, it won't be, because you're gonna have a lot of intersections and stop signs, semaphores, and whatnot. So maybe it's Coca-Cola. So cool. By the whoa, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Can we have all Guinness trucks? By the way, we have many of those Guinness symbolized trucks here in Dublin. Anyway, right. The price tag, yeah, we should probably cover the price tag as well. So cool. This is definitely a keeper in my book. $2,800 for a base model. Let's go for covered hull and compare that. Covered hull, we have 5,000, half the price. Later in the game, capacity is half the price. Definitely not a cheaty mod. Link in description of the video. Right, invisible mod. Unfortunately, I cannot find this one in the game, but hopefully by the time you're watching this video, it is fixed. This is a big garbage container stand, 54 tons. That would be divided by 6. That would be 9 big containers, which is actually very interesting. No, we need more. We need at least 10 or to 12 containers, but it's close enough. You can always put something low that can burn easily, maybe plastics or something. But anyway, roofed garage stand for both residential zones and industry, contains big containers, 54 tons of waste, has both road and pedestrian connections. Absolutely glorious, and this is something that would perfectly fit in my setup of the blocks, old school European blocks that I designed recently. So something like this with this huge capacity is big thumbs up for me. So something I'm definitely interested in trying out. For now, I can't give you more information, unfortunately, because I can't build it. It's probably not enabled yet, but I'm gonna ping the developer, the designer, the modder. So hopefully it's gonna be out by the time it's released. Anyway, for more details, link in description of the video. W101-011 Chengdu Project 36, 6th generation jet takeoff. Hegemonists will be polite to you. Specification, whatever that means. Specifications, 2,658 kilometers per hour. I mean, a lot of this stuff is guessing. By the way, this is the new thing. I think I heard about newest pictures of the Chinese plane. This is a symbol of Chinese People's Army. So new planes apparently should be 6th generation. Somebody said that they don't even have pilots. There's the description in Chinese as well. There's also the link to the Wikipedia in the link in description of the video, link to the mod, and then in the description of that mod there's a link to Wikipedia about this. Cruising speed, the capacity, yada, all this stuff is not 330-meter length for the airstrip. The construction 2024 until present, that's kind of realistic, and there's description in Russian, Chinese, and English as well. So take that as you wish. What about it's a military jet. You're probably just gonna be definitely not transporting this stuff here. But what about the price tag? I hear you ask. So it would be for rubles if you go and enable workshop items. I don't know if we can compare this to anything. 18-ton capacity costs 141,000 rubles. Do we have anything similar? Let's see, cargo only. So 22 tons, yeah, it's more expensive than similar vehicles with similar tonnage. Here we go, 122, it's more expensive even than this one, so definitely not a cheaty mode, it's more expensive than its equivalents. Anyway, for more details, link in description of the video. Lindsley and 32 space compact construction office. A construction office based on my own imagination. Good, I will talk about that. This masterpiece of construction office can hold up to 32 vehicles, which should be enough for any construction needs. Sure, well, if you say so, right? If not, what are you building? Yeah, I'll take a seat, I'll show. Not kidding. Some parking spaces are exceptionally small, so you have two options: buy short vehicles if you are a perfectionist like me, or don't care and let everything fuse together. It will still work. So let me show what that does mean. Does that mean let's just buy very long vehicles and see how they're gonna be. Yeah, as you can see here, some of them are actually fusing together. These are two vehicles at the same time, so if you buy long vehicles, they're not gonna fit perfectly together. Yes, there we go. First step into the criticism of this. I do not overall, I think it's a very good thing. I love the attention to details. I like that it's fenced off, and especially like that we have covers for the vehicles, because this is something that we are lacking, you know, a little bit more. Even if it's expensive, it's more realistic that you would want to protect your vehicles from the elements. Yeah, and one big thing that a lot of people that I discussed this game with, and I kind of agree, the offices, the office building should be reflected in the size of the actual size of the office, of the amount of vehicles. More vehicles you have, not that you have to have a drivers, you have to have staff working here, the administration, and so on and so on. So bigger building would be probably something that I would suggest to have. So just a little bit of constructive criticism there. I love that it has covers. I love that it has these a little bit extra details around, that it's not perfectly clean. Everything is amazing about it. Criticism, maybe bigger administration building, and of course a little bit bigger spaces for the vehicles so they don't fuse like this, so we don't have to use the small vehicles. But anyway, price tag of this bad boy is the we're just gonna go here, should be the first one, there we go, 42,000, which is more expensive, way more expensive than Vanilla, quite realistic. We do have another 32 vehicle spacing that will be from Rob's, which is similar in price to this, so definitely not a cheaty mod. Visually, maybe, link in description of the video. Talking about Rob's 074, we have the residential buildings of Tatary, brick block building of flats housing 70 to 175 people, workers, based on a real building in the district of Tatary in Lublin, Poland. Everybody's shocked. Kidding. Here you can basically now rebuild your own Lublin if you want. Quality of flats 80 to 85%. Thank you, Rob's. Absolutely glorious work he does, and I love it. This is an interesting one, and we have a couple of these buildings where I used to live in the Balkans in Croatia, in city of Osijek, where you have a passage for vehicles. Yes, passage for vehicles. You can have parking lots in the back, or maybe container stands, and vehicles can enter there and then work on those. Buildings are of course glorious. They come with the sets of the coloring. Ooh, cool. Only top of the building is different color now. Interesting. I love it. I love it, as usually I do. And of course the realism of the mod, we can go and quickly check. Rob's buildings here for 140 people, 20,000 rubles, definitely on par or even more realistic than the vanilla one. So slightly more expensive, which I would consider more realistic. Anyway, link in description of the video. Okay, Hussar and the South American Buildings #1. This is a collection of residential buildings and 3 shops modeled in South American colonial and neoclassical style. There's an assortment of apartment buildings, row houses, and houses. These buildings were made with the in-game editor with elements provided in thanks to the mod community. Okay, so thank you, modding community. I'm always a huge fan of the mods and modding community, and from recently, since we got these models, the South American architecture as well, I love it. These are the row houses. We'll see the quality of apartment buildings. They are not really listed there, but definitely something I'm gonna look into. Absolutely gorgeous. Now there are a couple of shops as well. I will just quickly try to find them. As you can see here, this is the apartment store, again in the South American style. We have some of the smaller ones as well. I usually watch the meat capacity when I'm building 5 tons. Glorious. Thank you for having a decent capacity for meats. A lot of buildings, wink wink, vanilla, are not having realistic capacity for meat. I mean, 5 tons of meat is nothing. So any shop should have at least 5 tons of meat ready to go. 1 ton of meat, come on, I buy that in an afternoon. All jokes aside, big fan of having actual. Look at this beautiful building. Look at the attention to detail. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to go into more details. You're going to have to go and check it out yourself. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the passages below the buildings as well. Yeah, glorious, glorious, glorious. I love it. Definitely a keeper. Okay, let's go and check out the... Oh, right. Criticism. The small buildings. Don't even bother, guys. Modders, don't bother with the small buildings. I think reporting is still off on these buildings, because if you have very low amount of workers there, and one of them is a criminal out of 5, that means the criminality is going to be over a certain percentage, and you're going to start receiving notifications how there are too many criminals, too many people starving or whatever, even though there's one person that, you know, something. So I don't like the small buildings under 20 people, I would say, maybe even 30, but definitely there could be an issue with very small buildings. Just a heads up, I don't even construct them in the game. Other than this, link in the description of the video. Mosul and the Highlands. Hello comrades, there's a new map for you. A map is functional Highland map. It has many mountains and hills, as well as big lake, which you can use for trading. For trading? Okay, we'll see about that. For your tourists, the maps offer nice viewpoints and places to live, yada yada yada. 3 big Soviet customs, 2 medium Soviet customs, 1 medium NATO custom, mountains and beautiful locations. For tourists and cities, I cannot agree more with the beautiful locations. Absolutely glorious, looks very beautiful. For trading, I think it meant that this river is connected out to the outside world, and then we can trade. Yeah, I think it was meant to be like this, but yeah, it looks like it is deep enough as well for trade, so I'm not gonna go into more details about this. I'm just gonna have to trust it that it's good enough. But yeah, let's go and check out the map itself. You can see a big huge lake in the middle where you can build your cities if you want to trade with ships, but you would want to have close Soviet border crossing, which you do here and here. So if you develop it in this direction, you can use the shipping lanes to ship your stuff out if you wish to do so. What about the resources, I hear you say? So there's coal near the Soviet border right on the south. There is iron as well to the centrally west location. We have oil to the north of the map, central north location of the map. Uranium ore all the way in the north, and bauxite all the way in the south. So it's quite balanced, decently balanced. It doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of a challenge, so definitely a lot of fun can be had here. Water is accessible in a lot of locations, so developing this area is not going to be such a pain in the rear end. So you will have opportunities to dump your sewage. Right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it. And if you want to support the channel, I have description of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye.